Recently on Facebook, I had a dad who was worried about his children getting touch. He was basically worried because he knew and knows that it's really important to talk to your children about touch. Touch that's safe, touch that's unsafe. Feeling comfortable with somebody being near your body and feeling uncomfortable. And broaching that subject so that when his children are away from him, he feels confident that they are aware of who has access to their bodies and how to deal with the situation if somebody encroaches on that and makes them feel uncomfortable. Now, my response to him is exactly as I'll say today. I have been speaking to my children about sex education since they could speak. I make no apologies for it. I don't care who feels shocked that I admit that, because the truth is, from day one, I have been equipping my children to ensure that they never become victims. I personally believe that there's a really misguided belief system out there that somehow by having conversations which inform your children very young about being safe with their bodies somehow steals childhood, takes their naivety, and it really makes me angry because actually you're not stealing naivety and you're not impacting on childhood, you're protecting them. The statistics are harrowing. 1 in 6 children will be abused by the age of 16. That is 1 in 4 girls, 1 in 8 boys. It's a huge number. And the only way that we can do something to protect those children, the only way that we can help those children is to, as early as possible, help them find a voice. So help them to understand what is going on when somebody invades their space sexually and makes them feel uncomfortable. Now, I get it. Lots of children who are sexually abused are sexually abused by a parent or somebody that they know. So they might not be able to have these conversations with that person. But the chances are, if you are having those conversations with your children, then your children will become advocates for those children. Your children will know how to identify something that's not right for that child. And that's how we empower children. It's how we educate them. It's how we protect them. And it's how they protect each other. So how do you do it? Well, in my opinion, as early as possible, start having conversations around parts of the body. You know, we do it with our children, eyes, nose, mouth. Why can't we do it with penis, vagina? Why can't we do it with breasts? Why can't we inform our children what those areas of the bodies are? And why can't we have the conversation with them about why it's not acceptable for other adults or children to go anywhere near those areas without their consent, without them feeling entirely comfortable? Because of course, mums and dads, we bath our children. Very often we see our children naked and it's absolutely fine. But when it comes down to children experiencing uncomfortable touch, they need to know how to deal with it. All we want to do with our children is equip them. And sex education should start as early as you can. And you should be so pro that when it occurs at school. I can't bear it when parents, no matter what your culture, no matter what your belief system, I can't bear it when parents don't allow their children to go into those classes because you're choosing not to inform them, which means you're choosing to make them incredibly vulnerable. And we shouldn't want that for our children.